Hey folks, Doc Santa here again. I wanted to kind of just cover an issue that I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen people do, and that is to try and manipulate or, they call it crack their neck. A lot of young people, young athletes, they'll do that. They'll play with the area of their neck. I just call it manipulation. It's not a true adjustment because chiropractors, when they adjust the spine, they're being very specific. It's a specific adjustment to a specific area. So the specificity helps a tremendous amount because you're taking pressure off nerves, getting an area to come back around. See, a lot of times when people don't get an area adjusted and they need it adjusted, many times that area of their spine will degenerate. Okay, here would be an x-ray of it. Now, this would be a normal x-ray of the neck. And then when they don't do anything with it, it can start to degenerate. If you have a problem area in your neck, many times the body will try to fix it, but that area, it gets old before its time. If you just think of someone's neck getting old before its time, And I had a young man come in, he's middle-aged. He's ridden his heart. He's kind of burned the candle at both ends. Very good athlete, did a lot of different motocross type sports in his life, done a lot of different things. He's a great guy, great dad, great husband, I'm sure, just a great guy. But he's been trying to manipulate his own neck and manipulate his low back. And what's been happening is he's got degeneration in there because he wasn't getting the right when moved. There was no specificity. A lot of young athletes will try to crank or manipulate their own neck. And the secret of the system is this. If you tell them you shouldn't do that, because I'm a chiropractor and I've been in the schools and I've said to kids at the back of the class who are, trying to manipulate their neck, I said, you shouldn't do that. And they'll say, but it makes it feel better, right? But what that is, it's a little bit of endorphin. When the neck gets manipulated like that, it puts a little bit of painkiller, natural painkiller that's already in your body. The manipulation allows for that endorphin to flow through your system. So you feel better for about an hour. And that's about how long it takes, an hour to 2 hours for the liver and kidneys to reabsorb the endorphins. So that's a real fallacy. People will think that, oh, I'm manipulating my own neck, therefore I'm doing the same thing as the chiropractor, and you're not. What's happening is you're just getting a little bit of relief. And then, see, when we're mobile, when we're very mobile, when we're doing a lot of work, the endorphins flow. We don't feel it as much. That's why a lot of men, women, they'll get up in the morning, they'll be doing things, they feel pretty good because they're very active in the summer especially, maybe going out and shoveling in the winter, they're active and they feel a little bit better. But when they have to sit in front of their computer or drive, that's when they feel it because they're not moving. Now the endorphins are gone and now they feel it. And that's when they start to try and manipulate their own spine. And it's a real fallacy. It's a dangerous thing to get in. When I say dangerous, I'm talking about degeneration in your spine. You need specificity. You need a chiropractor to actually move the correct area to get the right kind of result for you because you want to be specific. You don't want just a general throw. You want to be able to get as specific as you can. Now, I do one adjustment to unlock some different areas, and it may seem like it's just a manipulation, just a general throw. But what I'm doing is trying to get some areas moved, unlocked, so I can get more specific right after that. But when I adjust, I try to be as very specific as I can. Every chiropractor you'll probably meet is trying to be as specific as they possibly can because that's part of giving someone the very best care you can. You want to get the pressure off the nerves. You want to get that segment moving again so that it doesn't degenerate because they do degenerate. And I feel so sorry for that young man and I wish I could help him, but he's become addicted to the endorphins and he doesn't realize it. A lot of people don't realize that they've become addicted to trying to crank their neck. In fact, I literally had one fellow, he sat on my table. I adjusted his upper back, his low back, and I was just going to adjust his neck. And he literally, right in front of me, played with his own neck. Now that's crazy, but that's an addiction. And we all can get addicted to different things. And endorphins, some people call it a runner's high. People will, when I used to be a trainer many, many years ago in another life, I remember being at the Bow Valley Health Club. I used to take care of all those people up there. And this fellow, it was blowing a blizzard on the roof. It was literally blowing a blizzard. And this guy said, and he was so used to running, He was so addicted to running that he said, "Can you clear off a track?" We had a track on the roof. And I went out and I had to shovel. And while I'm shoveling, I look back and he was walking like a caged lion in front of the window because he was so addicted to the endorphins, the runner's high. Okay? So you have to realize that there's good and bad, right? But when you try to manipulate your own neck, it's not a good idea. Don't force your joints either like this. If you have a child or someone in your family that forces their own joints, please don't do that. You're better off straight away. It won't hurt the joints. When you force a joint past its normal physiological range of motion, it's bad for the joint. It's going to make it aggravated, and if you keep doing it, you're going to create some problems. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that. I want to be able to get that information out because it's very important. I see a lot of young athletes manipulating their neck, and they're going to have problems later on because they won't be able to get the movement they want, and then they'll finally come into a chiropractor, but it may be too late, and I don't want you to be in that situation. Always remember, if you like what we hear, please hit the like button. If you want to continue to hear more, subscribe. Between now and the next time I see you, remember, Santa says.